Hi and welcome to the video. I'm Dame and this is Dame Over, and in today's video I just want to ask you guys some questions about Battlefield 1. I'm currently working on some other videos at the moment that need a lot of footage, and in gathering said footage I've noticed some things about the skill-based matchmaking that are a bit troublesome, and I just wanted to kind of open up a discussion about it. This isn't a video to complain about BF1 and incite some hatred. Unfortunately, what I'm going to say are things that I don't think work quite as well as they could. But I'm mostly just interested in finding out what your ideas and experiences have been with it and informing you of how it works if you don't already know. So if you find this video useful or entertaining, make sure you hit that like button before you go. So let's get to it. So I should explain very quickly. DICE have determined an overall skill level for you. It's calculated using certain statistics and an algorithm. This then determines who you'll be matched against in games. The actual algorithm and calculation is pretty complicated, and if you want to know more about it, I'll leave a link to a video in the description that is very helpful. But the issues I have aren't in the actual calculation of it itself. So I've been having a few problems with skill-based matchmaking lately, and it all begins with being put into an imbalanced game. So when you're searching for a game, your skill is matched to other players in the lobby to keep it as balanced as possible. This in theory should work really well, but in practice it just simply doesn't. It should technically work very well for average skill players. They should always get put against other players of average skill, but Battlefield 1 obviously isn't made entirely of players that are average, so the lobbies obviously have to have a mix of players from both ends of the spectrum. The big problem I have as a higher than average skill player is that I consistently get put on the losing team and will consistently have teammates that are far lower in the skill bracket, meaning that no matter how well I play personally, I'll have back-to-back losses with barely any control over it. It's nigh on impossible to carry a team of 12 on your own, let alone a team of 32 players. Now, I'm personally not so bothered about winning every game. I'd rather just play well myself, and having this type of situation actually kind of removes any incentive whatsoever for you to capture an objective. If you do PTFO, it will increase your skill level and make the problem worse, and also it probably won't even affect the outcome of the game anyway because your team's getting rolled. It also works the other way around. The lower skilled players will get put up against players that are way above their skill level, meaning they'll get killed over and over again by the same people and still with a far lower chance of winning the game than the enemy team. Another issue is that because the skill-based matchmaking seems pretty strict, you end up getting put against players of similar skill. Now, while this doesn't seem like it would be a big issue, it does mean that almost every single game you play is super sweaty. So the casual nature of playing Battlefield 1 almost entirely disappears. And while I do sometimes enjoy a challenge, I'd like to be able to get online and chill out sometimes with my friends, rather than playing like I'm actually involved in the Great War. Which brings me on to the biggest issue, and that is with latency and lag. Because the number of players in the upper ends of the skill bracket is obviously smaller than the rest of the player base, this means, and I'll use my own personal experience again to explain it, it means that you end up playing the same people over and over again. Within 2 or 3 games of domination, I end up playing the same clan from Belgium or from Germany, very often people in Italy, and there's also one clan from France that I come up against almost every time I play. Now, my score is in the top 0.6% of players in domination on Xbox One, which means that when I search for a game with my friends, we end up playing people in the top 1% of players. This then reduces it enough to be put against people that are playing from continental Europe quite a lot, and as you can tell, I'm from the UK. What is very annoying about it though is even though this is laggy enough as it is, these people from Europe end up getting put against people that are from East Asia. Quite often the lobbies will have people from Pakistan, Iran, from South Korea, which causes huge amounts of lag. Bullets don't land when they should, damage lands late, the mantling system, which is pretty broken already, just completely fails to work. You can imagine the issues that we have within the game. So the problem I have with skill-based matchmaking is that it supersedes the need for a decent connection, which I think is incredibly unfair. I paid just as much money as everybody else to buy the game, so I should be able to have as smooth an experience as possible. And while I do obviously want everything to be balanced, and obviously pleasing the majority of the player base is the most important thing as a game dev, surely having a decent experience for everybody, no matter what skill level they're at, is the most important thing. But this is just a quick overview on what I've experienced myself. What do you guys think about skill-based matchmaking? Tell me your experiences. Do you think it's fair? Do you think the way that DICE have implemented it works? Let me know in the comments below. So if you've had a good time, make sure you hit that like button. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button too. Feel free to share this video with whoever and wherever you like. And until next time, that's Dame Over. Peace.